crowd management at the same time. So awesome for that. A little bit about myself and how I got into VR. I come from a background of behavioral science, 20 years of working in the behavioral science industry. In 2012, I got my first, late 2012, 2013, when the Oculus Developer Kit #1 came out, is when I first got my first real dose of virtual reality, particularly social virtual reality. I remember putting on the headset, going to a platform called Rift Max Theater. It was the first social VR platform that was being tested with the Oculus Rift. And ran into a gentleman in the hallway. I'm like here in this theater hallway, and this guy approaches me, gets within my space bubble, and I immediately find myself taking a couple of steps backwards. That's when it hit me. Wow, I just experienced presence with another human being and reacted accordingly. After I had my experience in there, I took my headset up, I went upstairs and told my wife, I think I'm shifting my career. I see the future of this technology. It's going to change the way we work, play, educate, and interact with each other, because now, all of a sudden, we have a technology that literally allows us to teleport our consciousness to a shared digital space in which everything is possible. The ramifications of that are just staggering to me. And that's what I did. I jumped both feet in the deep end of the pool into VR, got myself as involved as possible. I'm not a technologist by trade. I don't have the same level of training that all of you have. And to be honest, I'm envious that you all get this amazing training at this particular stage of spatial technology. So I threw myself in. I worked for a publication called Road to VR as a social VR liaison. That gave me a lot of opportunity to see stuff that was going on behind the scenes, behind closed doors. I could very clearly see where everything was going. I then took a job with Morph 3D. Some of you are probably familiar with Daz 3D, who specialize in avatars, characters, 3D avatars. Morph was a sister company to Daz, and I worked there as the VR AR director for a couple of years, patented some avatar technology for portable avatars, and then came full circle back to my family at Immersive VR Education, who were there at the very beginning stages in 2012 when we were experimenting with social VR. So now, here we are today. I think I want to just open up real quick with a video. In fact, let me find that video here real quick. Give me one moment. Just kind of give you a taste. I think this video was put out in like 2015, but it really gave us all a sense of where things were beginning to go.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
The way we perceive the world is with our sense organs and our motor organs. We're constantly interacting with the world to perceive it. And virtual reality is just an art form that plays with that interaction. It's all about reality. It's all about people.
This is it. This is the seminal point where there's a reasonable chance that out of this will explode all of the wearable computing gaming stuff that we've been treating as science fiction for so many years.
For the first time, we will finally be inside of the game. This is going to change everything. Gamers have been dreaming of this. We've all been dreaming about this for decades.
This is incredible. The sense of scale is unbelievable.
Personally, I think that virtual reality is the most important technology in the history of humanity.
Your virtual reality session is terminated.
All right. I think that really captures well the excitement as a community we all had back in 2013, 14, 15, seeing into the future of what was possible with XR technologies. And, this is an awesome time to be alive because really now we're really truly starting to see the adoption. Up until now, it's been very early adopters with hundreds of thousands of independent developers behind the scenes pushing and pushing this technology in different ways to help get it where it is today. It's been an awesome adventure, an awesome ride, and now we're starting to experience the fruits of all of that labor. I think we're in a particularly amazing time because it allows for folks like me, which do not have the technical training background, to become creators ourselves. We have all collectively now been able to build a suite of tools that allows for your average Joe to begin creating worlds, to be creating assets, to be able to take your cell phone and scan an object and bring it into the virtual space, to use rotoscoping technology that's powered by machine learning, where now I can, with my cell phone, take a video of my grandson, 1 year old, doing his jumper in my house, take that into Runway ML, let it automatically rotoscope him out, put him on a green screen, and now I can bring him into VR without having that technical background. So here we are in the age of creation that we've never been in before. Super cool. And now we see things really exploding, and COVID really did push the adoption of ways in which we can interact with each other in virtual worlds. At Immersive VR Education, for example, we've grown about 600 to 700% in this last year, with most of that growth being in the last 5 or 6 months. Just skyrocketing. We are so busy right now just taking calls from people saying, how do we use virtual reality? We need solutions. There's 4 key areas which we've seen really blow up. One of those areas is events, because now all of a sudden we've had a closure of events, and our first big partner, HTC Vive, who do an annual conference in China. This was right towards the beginning of the pandemic. They said, we've got to do something different. And they tapped on us, said, we need to bring our real life event into virtual reality. We had about 1,700 attendees for that first conference right here on the Engage platform. And since then, it's been like wildfire. We have events scheduled constantly on our calendar now, with corporations wanting to do their events inside of Engage or other platforms. We also see a big uptick in training applications, right? From hospitality to oil and gas, you name it. You know, people are needing to train, and we're really discovering that the fact that you can interact spatially gives so much to the ability to retain your knowledge. We have an example of that, our life simulation that we made with Oxford University, where you actually get in there and you have to save a baby's life by choosing the proper resuscitator, putting it on the baby, doing the hand motions to pump the resuscitation and bring the baby back to life. And it really does work. I remember being a Boy Scout. Please do not ever put me in a real life situation where I have to save somebody's life that's just drowned in a pool. I would have been terrified, but I can say, having done that training in VR, I feel very confident that I could save a baby's life that was born in that same situation. So training is really taking off as well. Education, the ability for educators to meet with students in a virtual environment from anywhere around the world and share content. This is huge. And this was really the impetus for Engage to begin with, was to Make every educator a rock star. Give them the ability to do that, to be able, because now we can tap on anybody, any expert in a field can now just simply open a room and invite the entire world to come in and be a part of that educational experience, right? And simple collaboration is the fourth one, whether it's company collaboration where you're doing can boards, you're doing whiteboarding, you're doing sticky notes, you're having an involved process where you can access any sort of media on the web as though you were back in a regular boardroom. Now, we kind of want to take things to the next level, right? Because why do you really want to put on a headset if all you're going to do is watch a PowerPoint presentation, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Where we really want to see things go, and I know John shares this same vision, is beyond the PowerPoint. Let's create experiences where, we work with a company called River VR, for example, and they just scanned the tunnels of Warwick. And we're going to be doing an awesome interactive session where we're inviting people in live. We can take the photogrammetry of these tunnels that run underneath the city, and we can create an entire event around that where we can all descend down into these tunnels together, have some fun bells and whistles. Maybe we even have a ghost fly by in the tunnels and just really make it interactive. We just did a big one on the surface of Mars for the landing recently, where we had solar system ambassadors come in answering people's questions. We had the model of the rovers, both Curiosity and all the new ones with the helicopter that people could interact with. We gave helicopter rides over the surface of Mars. We even found the Utah monolith out there on the surface of Mars that we were able to interact. Anyway, making it fun, making an adventure, making it something that people will never forget because they've shared an experience together. And we also know that's what bonds people, right? It's when you share an experience. That is the power that creates bonding within people, is when you share experiences together. So again, what does the industry really need at this point in time? We need content. And that is where all of you come into play, and why I'm so envious that you're in this position right now, learning the skills you need to create amazing content, because all these thousands of teachers, hundreds of thousands of teachers out there that are ready to start making this journey into these immersive spaces and being able to teach their students, they need that content in which to build with. And that's where we're focused on folks like Dave's school to be able to make that happen. Environments, 3D assets, special effects, the ability to use these tools in productive ways, super, super exciting. So I think what I'd like to do at this point, I've already eaten up probably a good 15 minutes here, 20 minutes. I'd like to maybe go out and have some hands-on experiences of what we can do in a platform like this and give you guys a sense of what you can contribute to push all of these platforms and technologies forward. Does that sound good, John? Should we do that? Awesome. Let's head on over to one of my favorite areas, the Pompeii Amphitheater. We've got a little bit better lighting there in which we can view some models, and I'll just start playing with a few things and then we'll have some experiences together. So let me go ahead and teleport us over there. All right, if y'all want to come down and take a front row seat here on these red chairs, that would be the ideal. I'll go ahead and pull some screens up for us. Great. Okay. So some of the things that we see actively happening right now in the VR AR space, again, come on down, guys. In fact, I think I might be able to auto seat you in this particular room. That might be helpful. Let's see. Yes. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Let's do this one instead. Hopefully I didn't lock you to your seat, but I might have just done that. Anyway, let's try this again. Seat all. Here we go. I didn't mean to lock you there. All right, cool. All right, so some of the things we see in the industry right now with both VR and AR, one big one is the whole photogrammetry thing, right? The ability to do reality capture, bring real world assets into virtual reality. One of our partners, for example, Stanford Medical. They were unable to hold their courses for their summer programming, which is typically done in their human anatomy lab, where they have cadavers and all kinds of things that the students can interact with. So they're like, rather than canceling those courses, they decided to go full virtual reality. So it was actually a combo of Zoom and virtual reality instruction, where they created a digital twin of their human anatomy lab and then did photogrammetry of the cadaver parts and also brought in some CGI anatomy. So let me go ahead and pull up some of that content for you to see what that looks like. All right. And this might take a little bit for some of you to load this content, depending on your internet speed there. Okay, Stanford, here we go. Great. So here's a typical CGI asset. And again, you know, because we're in VR, one of the great things is we can just blow that up as big as we want to have that hanging right out there towards Joan. There we go. That should pop in for you guys relatively quickly here. And let me show you some of the, scans that they did. So here's what they call a brown head, which is a cadaver piece. Again, we can blow that up. Awesome. And hopefully that's popping in for you guys. Hopefully that doesn't take too long to load up, but you can see how amazing that is. And they've got just dozens and dozens of pieces of content. Here's another CG one I'll throw up for us. Cool, cool. And then, of course, they have the lab itself, which we could travel to, but we won't at the moment. So is there a photogrammetry scan here? Raise your hand if you can see this. No?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
they have to be loading a little slower than normal.
A little slower. Oh, I see hands coming up now. Yes. Okay, good, good, good. In fact, let me just kind of drive this around so everyone can see it. Okay. Awesome, awesome. You guys all seeing that now? Raise hands if you can see this, hopefully. Photogrammetry is a little bit more dense than your average essay. Excellent, good, good, good. All right. Okay, we've been playing a lot with green screen technology as well, you know, the chroma key stuff, and I know you guys are all experts at that, but I mentioned my grandson a little bit earlier. Let me show you the kind of stuff that average folks like myself are doing, being able to bring that real world content in. So again, I'm just going to go into my IFX here. I'm going to type in chroma, and that'll give me a chance to see all of my different chroma key screens. And we'll get one that always faces the user here. And let me go into my media, and we'll pull up some fun stuff. All right. All right, so here's an example maybe of just a ghost. Oh, we have someone with a microphone on it, it sounds like. There we go. Or again, we could pull up some more anatomy pieces. I love these ones. They actually very much look 3D to me, even though they're not. There we go. Maybe we can get fun and pull up a nice big sized dragon here. There we go. rotoscoped this one the other day. Since we are going to be descending down into some tunnels, I thought, how cool would that be once we're down in the tunnel to just have Alice herself dropping down into that tunnel with us, right? And you notice I literally just ran that through Runway ML. I did not touch it up at all. I just let it do its thing. I'm going to go back later and, of course, do some touch up on there. But it gets you so far down the road and saves so much time using that technology. And finally, let's see here. Oh, went hiking last weekend. Here's my wife and my grandson. And again, using Runway ML, I was able to just, not even touch it, just let it do its thing. And 10 minutes later, there I am, versus hours and hours of trying to rotoscope that appropriately. Pretty funny. You guys seeing that okay? Is it coming through all right? Awesome. Good, good, good. All right. Let's take a look at some of River's stuff now. And then we'll get into some actual activities. There we go. All right. All right, River, right here. Okay. So in this case, I think maybe let's head on over to the 360 video room because we can do some fun stuff over there with these assets. So here we go. All right, if y'all want to spread out just a little bit there. So a lot of what River does, they do a lot of like history lessons and stuff using their photogrammetry. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of those assets here. And let's see what that looks like. All right, feel free, guys, to hop up on this white platform if you'd like. So you can see that this is actually Normandy. You can see all the pockmarks in the landscape here. Those are the actual crater bombs as they look like today. This content was actually taken off of Google Earth VR, because you can actually do photogrammetry in there as well. And what's great is then you can bring in all these photogrammetry assets to start adding to this content, or even throw in some 360-degree video stuff. So let's throw a 360 video around us to get us more into the atmosphere and make this more of an activity. Here we go. Scroll down here. Here we go. I'm going to pop forward. This is going to take probably a little bit for the video to show up for some of you. I'm going to fast forward it here. Turn down the volume. You're going to hear music. You're not going to see anything until it actually catches up here. So let's play for just a sec. Some of you should be seeing the video come in now. And when we get to the appropriate part, I'm just going to pause it because it's where we're standing right now. It's just a nice little match. Here we go. There we go. There it is. So we'll pause that. Hopefully you guys can see the image there, and this, what you're looking at, is where we're standing at here. And then I can just come in here and start playing. We're giving a lecture, a historian is talking about the experience, and I can just start bringing in all kinds of different types of content. So let's go back into their section, and I'll just start pulling stuff out. Here we go. So here's a soldier. We can just start putting soldiers where they belong. We can bring in kinds of military craft. For example, here's tanks. Shrink those down, put it on the map. And you'll start seeing these pop in as they load for you. in a farmhouse here. These are all photogrammetry scans. How about a water tower? There we go. Put a water tower right there. World War II automobile. You know, we can pass, again, these are all photo scans, some of the old grenades that were used. And you can see how we can just bring all of this to life as needed. We can even go into our editor and, you know, really start building out some animations around this. So we can have planes flying in, we can have landing craft coming up on the beach and just animate this entire scene. So this is how one example of how we can get beyond PowerPoint and actually have these hands-on awesome experiences as a classroom. As we're speaking about the editor, I'm going to show you the very first piece of content I made, again, with somebody having not had any technical training to be able to use the content creator to create a compelling piece. And what I did is I just took a Sunday afternoon and I'm like, Chris, you got to learn the editor. It's just like learning PowerPoint the first time to create something immersive. So in this case, actually, before we go there, let me just show you another little bit of fun thing that we can do. You know, I'm sure you all know that you can build up stages, save those to easily bring up at a later time. Let me delete this real quick. Great. And I'm going to pull up another snapshot that I made recently. We're going to have some fun with this. Okay. I think it's in here.
For those of you guys who are in VR, this is pretty freaky, floating a couple hundred feet above the ocean.
I just took your foundation away, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, balloons. Oh, okay, I remember where it is. Here we go. So I'm going to bring up some beds, and you guys feel free to sit on these, and whoever is sitting on these when I start the video will be in for a little bit of a treat. So just letting your imagination run wild. You know, here we are. And let me pull these up. If anyone wants to grab a seat on those beds, feel free. Yeah. I see some folks taking a seat. Let me pull up a piece of appropriate content. This is kind of the whole bed knobs and broomsticks for those that are older and remember that Disney movie. That's kind of what inspired this. All right, let's see. All right, this one should be fun. Hopefully, is the video playing for everybody here?
It is for me.
Great. So there we go. The folks on the bed are now off and away.
We need to whip up these balloons. So we can go, That's pretty cool.
And there they go.
Bye.
What a better way if you're a geography teacher or a world events teacher, you know, to take us anywhere in the world and just make it fun rather than just standing one place. Why not make it fun and add these sorts of elements to it, right? This is what people don't forget, that will never forget. Students go home and tell their parents, I just flew helium balloon beds over this landscape. Fun stuff. All right, let's head on over to the theater. All right, I'm going to give this some time to let you all load. have a little window here that shows me who's loaded the content and who hasn't. So I'll just a little bit. In the meantime, does anybody have any questions for me while we're waiting for everybody to load the content? Any questions? I'm up in the booth behind you, by the way. Hi. Cool. Looks like we've just got a couple people left, 3 people left to load, and then we'll start this content up. So this one, we partner with BBC. So this is one of their, it's like a 3-minute video of oceans and wildlife in oceans. I thought, how cool would it be to get all of that wildlife, all those ocean creatures to pop out of the screen and kind of interact with the audience. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start that. It looks like we still might have 2 people that still have not loaded the content. You should be able to catch up once it starts. I'm going to go ahead and start this. Here we go. There, hey, thanks for the applause there, John. All right, any questions so far? John, I probably got time for one more location. I'm thinking one of 2 things. We could either go to Mars and check out kind of what I built for the Mars landing, or we could go to the park stage and watch a 3-minute Chemical Brothers performance on stage.
Ooh, maybe we let them choose by a show of hands.
Okay, the Mars.
You guys know how to raise your hand? To raise your hand on the desktop.
There's a little hand raise, escape key on your desktop, and then a hand raise on the right-hand side. So surface of Mars, raise of hand. Okay, Chemical Brothers concert performance, raise of hand. Oh, John, I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's
pretty dang close. What do you think?
Maybe we could do a little bit of Mars and a little bit of Chemical Brothers.
let's hop on over to Mars to start. Here we go. Give me just a sec. I'll just load the content up from here.
The Chemical Brothers one is cool.
It is. It is. FX. Okay, give me just one sec here. Okay, I'll see you on the other side. Okay. And interacting with the lander here, let's avoid hitting any of those buttons, otherwise it'll overplay over us. And I'm just going to throw on some content onto the screen, and yeah, then I'll bring out the helicopters. So this is where we did the live landing
run a rover
experience.
as large and energy intensive as Curiosity,
Yeah,
engineers
I'll hit
installed
that
a
again. So again, you're going to want to avoid activating any of those buttons there, or it's going to talk over the top of us. And give me just a sec. I'm going to throw up some videos here, and then we'll take a helicopter ride.
We've got all 3D artists here, so they're going to examine the geometry.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Yes. Okay. And this is why we need you guys. We need some high quality content coming in here for sure. Here we go.
We are a species of explorers, believers.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
We are willing to do the hard things to overcome the many challenges. This is what brings out the best in us.
We go for a mission to the moon.
Our path has led to success and to bitter losses.
We come together today to mourn the loss of 7 brave Americans.
Yet, even when faced with tragedy.
All right, if anyone wants to hop in these helicopters, we've got 5 seats per helicopter. 3 in the back, 2 in the front. Awesome. Hey, come on in, guys. Try not to hop in each other's laps.
From space,
there you go.
We see our planet
awesome.
as a whole.
And for the rest of you, you can see where I'm pointing my laser. If you want to hike up through that canyon up there, you'll find the Utah monolith up in that canyon past those bones up ahead. And we'll fly over and meet you up there.
Accept the status quo. The time at hand is hard, but we will persevere. We can still draw hope from the moon and the stars, from space, from exploration. There is a new day beyond the challenges we face now.
Curiosity, insight, spirit, opportunity. If you think about it, all of these names of past Mars rovers are qualities we possess as humans.
10, 9, we have ignition sequence start.
But if rovers are to be the qualities of us as a race, we missed the most important thing.
3, 2,
perseverance.
launch commit, liftoff. We have liftoff.
We are a species of
All right.
explorers.
Hopefully you guys can see everybody down there. Go ahead and take some pictures if you'd like. Great photo opportunity.
To Mars. But as humans, will not give up. We will always persevere.
There we go. I thought this would be an appropriate video to show next to the monolith. If anyone wants to hop back in a helicopter, I'll take us over the craters real quick. Come hop on in. Any of the choppers will work. Awesome. All right. Let's go check out some craters. Who do we have left down there? You guys want to hop in a helicopter? We'll fly over the craters. And then we'll move over to the concert. Here we go.
This is nuts, Chris.
This is the National Geographic moment right here. Here we go. Boom. All right, guys. let's head on over to the concert stage. Here we go.
I accidentally ejected from the helicopter.
Yeah. Oh, we should have done a rescue mission in that case. I apologize. I didn't see you plummet.
Well, it's just awful in VR when you're just endlessly falling.
Oh, like no, you fell out of a collider, huh? Ouch.
I like the lens flare. That's nice. You guys look at the sun. Don't stare directly at it for too long.
Okay.
I like how you said don't stare directly at it, and we all just looked at the sun.
Yes, everyone looked.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go, guys. Okay, well, everybody's loading content. Feel free to head around and explore a little bit. There is a backstage if you want to go check that out as well. And this one has a bunch of content in it, so it's going to take probably a couple minutes for everybody to load. And again, feel free to, we've already got someone on stage. Check it out. Awesome. There is a backstage as well, behind the stage, little party room back there. Looks like about half of you are loaded now. Good time for any questions as well. I've got about 5-10 minutes before I have to bounce. So right after this performance, I'm going to head out. Does anyone have any questions while we're loading?
I know that we had talked earlier about index support. Are we adding like support for grabbing props?
Yeah, so we already have. So if you're talking about index support for finger tracking and pressure grip, the finger tracking will definitely come before the pressure grips. But yeah, you can grab any props right now out of the box, even with index, very easily. You literally just reach your hand in, pull your index finger trigger, and you can grab an object and hold that object. Or you can use your Jedi powers, aim from a distance and grab it that way too, and use your right thumbstick to move that object around, scale that object, and then with your left trigger, you can rotate that object on the XYZ axis. All right, looks like we got 2 people left, 3 people left to download here. Like I said, it's a pretty big bundle of assets for this concert. Yeah. And the best seat is going to be in the middle of the yard because we're going to have stuff happening on top of the stage as well.
And where else can you guys go where you can say in an hour, you've been to Europe, scuba diving, helicopter tour of Mars, into a Chemical Brothers concert?
Super fun. We often find ourselves spending like 3 or 4 hours just playing around, just discovering new things and engage, building stuff. All right. Just, it looks like we still have 4 people downloading, it looks like. Yep. Give this a little bit longer.
Does it show that, Chris? Does it show that on the little spinning wheel?
John, if you go down to the user in the bottom left, just hit that user icon, and then you can look at both pages, and you can see indicated by the spinning wheel who is still downloading.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And I am unfortunately one of them.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you are, yes. You must have something competing for your bandwidth.
Very likely.
So we got 4. Yeah, I'll play it anyway.
You can start without me. I know
we got
you're pressed for time.
3. We got Jackson, Jones, and Noble left. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hopefully those 3 folks can catch up. Here we go. Enjoy.
I'm mad as hell. What? I'm mad as hell. I ain't gonna take it no more. I'm mad as hell. What? I'm mad as hell. I ain't gonna take it no more. 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 I ain't gonna take it no more.
All right. Hope you guys got a kick out of that. I do need to run. John, you got it from here?
I got
awesome.
it.
Awesome.
Chris,
I can watch that.
You'll have to show it to me another time. I didn't get it on my end, but thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
super
you,
fun. I got to
everybody.
see
Big
screenshots.
round of applause for Chris. Thank you, Chris.
See you all. Take care.
All right, everybody, sit tight. We're gonna.
I got some great screenshots for you, John.
Okay, great, fantastic.
Yeah, the overhead.
Okay, let's see how we're doing on time here. Okay, we're about 4 minutes from the awards event, so everybody will just sort of exit out and then come on back in. We are going to have the awards event in the awards hall.